We are going to talk to Mike Closer very soon, as we usually start off Mondays with here on Backlash. But as I mentioned, a very sad day in Phillies Nation. I actually got the news via text from the person we're going to speak to now, Kim Martin, a Facebook friend. I know her brother a little bit in person, but she's in the Port Richmond neighborhood of Philadelphia, and she's upset by the news, too. And I just wanted to get her spontaneous thoughts about the passing of Darren Daulton. Kim, thank you for joining me.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, I mean, we knew it was coming, but you're taking it kind of hard, I assume, right?
Yeah, that team, kind of brought my whole family together. For 1 year, we all everybody loved every player on the Phillies. So, it was my mom, my dad, my brother Jim, me, and my 2 children. Mm-hmm. And we all got tickets to go to the vet for the ALS night.
Oh.
Yeah. And it was you got your tickets, and then you went into this room at the vet. I can't even remember where. And then you would get a name of a person that you were guaranteed a signature to sign something. And, of course, I wanted Darren Daulton. My mom wanted Incaviglia. My dad wanted Brock. Yeah, I know. My mom loved Pete Incaviglia. But anyway, Darren Daulton.
Who'd Jim want, just out of curiosity?
You know what? I'm not sure who he wanted. My son wanted Mickey Morandini. And there were people down there
Lenny's going to be so insulted by this. Sorry, but it's not about him.
I know. I love Lenny, too, but Darren I wanted him. It was either him or Mitch Williams.
Mitch Williams, interesting. Can I just ask a question? For the line for Darren Daulton, was it disproportionately female? I mean, because every female, it seemed like, in the Philadelphia area was in love with him. And then if they couldn't get Darren, they were for Dykstra. That's sort of the way it seemed to me.
Yep. His line was the longest. And he was right by the bleachers. There were some bleachers. I don't even know which level it was. And they were filled with women, and they were all screaming the whole time. I mean, and I was in that line for a good hour, me and my daughter.
Uh-huh.
So I had a Darren Daulton jersey on, and, his tank top under it. So finally it gets my turn, and they are just screaming the whole time. So I'm annoyed by now. And I think Darren was sitting with the pitching coach at the same table. So I just took my jersey off, when I knew I was getting ready to have him sign my stuff. And it was only one signature, and that was being blasted, posted everywhere. So I give him my shirt, and he shakes my hand, and my daughter has a Philly Fanatic doll. And she goes and she kind of slides it towards him because somebody else signed it when she was, I think Pete Incaviglia did when she was with my mom. And, there was a security guard there, and he snatched it off her, and he said 1 per ticket.
Oh.
And Darren looked at him. Darren shot him a look and he said, "Here, honey, give me that." And he signed it, and he talked to her for 2 or 3 minutes, asked her name, does she love the Philly Fanatic, does she love the Phillies, and she was only 6. She was really shy, tiny little thing, and I will never, ever forget that about Darren. And
was he very charismatic in person, besides the looks?
Yes. And he seemed to be a little bit annoyed that the girls constantly screaming. I guess because he was sitting there for hours, and they were so loud. Darren. And, he was trying to be nice to people, and he had this in the background. I only had to listen to it for an hour, but I'm sure he was there.
Oh, it didn't stop for hours. Okay. I'm a heterosexual guy. How hot was Darren Daulton when he was young? I mean, what's the female perspective?
Oh, my God. I was, television didn't do him justice. But
Uh-huh.
I always thought he looked better after a game or during a game when he would take his hat off and go out to the pitcher,
Uh-huh.
and hold his glove to his mouth. They were telling secrets. I never understood how they could hear each other, but of course there he was, just dressed in street clothes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he was absolutely gorgeous.
Uh-huh.
The tan, the white teeth, the curly locks, and it was all kind of messy, So, and I'm only a year older than him, and of course, he was a crush for me too.
Uh-huh.
But I guess even the younger girl, it was all younger women.
Oh, it was like teenage girls too who were going nuts.
I was teenage girls up to like mothers, people that are my age now. But back then, God, I can't. It was 1983. I can't do the math in my head right now.
1993, yeah.
But funny story with the Philly Fanatic. He was saying, "Do you like the Philly Fanatic?" And she's like, "Yeah." And so a couple of weeks later, we go to the game. We go to a game,
Uh-huh.
and she always wanted the Philly Fanatic to come here, right? Finally, he does. And when he picks her up and he fixes, that thing that flies out of his nose, mouth, whatever it is,
Yeah.
into her face, and she's laughing,
Uh-huh.
and he lets her down, but the stadium seat folded with her in it.
Uh-huh.
And from that point on, she hated him.
Oh, really? That's funny. I've never heard of anyone hating the Philly Fanatic other than Tommy Lasorda. And I think that was just that relationship had its ups and downs, but I was at the game where Lasorda got really mad. I think it was like in '92.
I remember that.
But
but it folded on her, and it hurt her knee.
Oh.
She's like him. I hate him. And it was just a couple weeks ago that she had her doll admiring him and just so happy that Darren Daulton signed it.
That's funny. That's funny.
And my dad wanted John Kruk. I don't know. We all got tickets, and there were even other strangers down there swapping.
Yeah.
They were autograph collectors, and he somehow got John Kruk,
Right.
and he got a bat, and he wanted John Kruk because my dad's name's John Martin, and Kruk's name is John Martin Kruk.
Oh.
So. It was a great AL. I never went to another one after that.
Uh-huh.
But
well, they didn't make the playoffs for 14 years after that either.
I know.
Wait, your dad must have loved Jerry Martin in the 70s, by the way, when he was around, like backup outfielder, who didn't really turn out that great a player. But I was just thinking about that.
Unfortunately, the area my dad lived in, was Kensington. I mean, we grew up and had moved out. It was just my mom and dad when it was starting to go really bad, and he had a ton of sports memorabilia. Yeah. And Kruk's back got stolen when they were working. Somebody came in and stuffed their two tiny dogs into a closet, and he had like a lot of Leroy Neiman pictures.
Oh no.
Yeah, and the bat got stolen. He's some other things from the Phillies. And he's from California, so he was a big 49ers fan.
Got it. All right, Kim, any final thoughts about the passing of Darren Daulton? I have to go because I have another guest I have to interview right now, but just any thoughts about his life and your feelings right now?
Completely upset, and he was a great player. He was a great person in person. He was kind, and I'm really sad. Like when I heard it, actually my daughter texted me last night, and I thought, and she'll never forget him either. So, we're pretty sad.
Okay.
I wish his family the best, and it's going to be a hard time for them, the coming weeks.
He was a beloved player on a team everyone really loved. I mean, the 93 Phillies were special, and, they were great from 2007 to 2011, but I think it was just maybe it was because it was a one-year thing, and the guys seemed like such regular guys, and, you knew them when the team was bad. The heart of the team was there from like 90 to 92, not doing anything, and then 93 they just got it together, and as Lenny has talked about, it was so much because of Daulton's leadership that everyone felt comfortable,
Yep.
and they just got it together, and it was like a bunch of regular guys. I mean, they had stars in the late. Well, I mean, it's different generations, but it was a really special team.
Oh yeah, and Lenny's dragging us into Game 7 the way he did.
What's that?
That was when against the Blue Jays.
Oh, Game 6. Yeah, he almost brought him all the way back on his own back, but I don't know. We'll talk about Lenny another time. There's no.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Condolences on this sad day.
Yep, it is.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Kim.
No problem, madam. Talk to you later.
See ya.